my dad can buy you." The words leave his mouth before the hearing even begins. 18-year-old Aiden Victor Roth says them with casual indifference, almost as if he's ordering a cup of coffee. Judge Frank Caprio pauses, sets his pen down and looks up. "Mr. Roth, you're speaking in a court of law. That statement is now part of the official record. Do you understand the seriousness of that?" "I understand my father owns half this city," Aiden replies confidently. "Your father may own property," Caprio responds evenly, "but he doesn't own this courtroom." "Take a seat," Aiden shrugs and sits down. His attorney, more accurately the lawyer his father hired, quickly rises to speak. "Your Honor, my client is young and—" "Counselor," Judge Caprio interrupts. "Your client just made a remark that questions the integrity of this court. We'll deal with that later. For now, let's proceed with the facts. Miss Lewis, please call the case." The clerk stands and reads aloud. "Case number 2025 TR 47286, Commonwealth versus Aiden Victor Roth. Charges include speeding, 68 miles per hour in a 35 mph school zone during active hours, reckless driving, and failure to comply with a lawful order." Judge Caprio looks directly at Aiden. "Before we review the evidence, make sure you're subscribed to order in the court. Things are about to get uncomfortable." Aiden's attorney clears his throat. "Your Honor, we're willing to pay all fines today and settle this matter promptly." "Counselor," Caprio replies firmly, "this courtroom isn't a payment counter. Your client was driving nearly twice the speed limit in an active school zone. We'll be reviewing all evidence before making any decision. Officer Rodriguez, please take the stand." Officer Thomas Rodriguez steps forward, raises his right hand, and is sworn in. "Officer Rodriguez," Judge Caprio says, "please read your report into the record." "Yes, Your Honor. On Tuesday, October 15th, at approximately 8:47 a.m., I was conducting speed enforcement on Elmwood Avenue near Carver Elementary School. The school zone beacons were flashing, indicating active school hours. Using a LiDAR device, I recorded a black sports sedan traveling westbound at 68 miles per hour. I activated my emergency lights and siren. The vehicle did not stop immediately and continued for about 2 blocks before finally pulling into a nearby parking lot when I approached the driver, later identified as Aiden Roth. I asked for his license and registration. He replied, "Call my lawyer first." I informed him that's not how a traffic stop works. He then said, "Do you know who pays your salary?" I issued citations for speeding, reckless driving, and failure to comply with a lawful order. Judge Caprio makes a note. "Officer Rodriguez, you have both dash cam and body cam footage of this stop, correct?" "Yes, Your Honor. Play the body cam audio." "Just the key part." A short hiss follows, then Aiden's voice, sharp and dismissive, fills the courtroom. "Do you know who pays your salary?" Caprio allows the silence to linger. "Mr. Roth, did you make that statement to Officer Rodriguez?" "Yeah, so what?" "So context matters," Caprio responds evenly. "Officer Rodriguez was carrying out his duties. You tried to use influence by invoking financial authority. Speed is governed by physics, not privilege." Turning to the clerk, Caprio asks, "Miss Lewis, were there any communications made to this court about this case before today's hearing?" The clerk checks the log. "Yes." "Your Honor, there were 2 phone calls and 1 voicemail, all from a number linked to Roth Capital Group Legal Counsel. List the timestamps. First call at 9:23 a.m., second at 9:41 a.m., and a voicemail left at 9:58 a.m. Play the voicemail." A calm, professional voice echoes through the courtroom. "This is calling on behalf of Victor Roth regarding case 2025 TR 47286. We'd like to discuss a discrete resolution before the hearing. Please return this call at your earliest convenience." The defense attorney rises. "Your Honor, my client is not responsible for any calls made by his father's office. This is prejudicial." "Overruled," Caprio replies. "Any attempts to influence the process must be part of the record. I'm documenting facts, not opinions. Miss Lewis, confirm the sequence of events." "Yes, Your Honor. The traffic stop occurred at 8:47 a.m. The first call from Roth Capital Legal was at 9:23 a.m., which is 36 minutes later." Caprio looks directly at Aiden. "Mr. Roth, did you contact your father after the stop?" "I texted him." "Miss Lewis, do we have that text in evidence?" "Yes, Your Honor. Officer Rodriguez submitted a screenshot recovered with the defendant's consent. The message was sent to a contact labeled Dad." Timestamp 9:02 a.m. It reads, got cited. He'll make calls. Don't worry. Caprio reads the text silently for a moment. Judge Caprio. Expectation of rescue is not a defense, Mr. Roth. Miss Lewis, does Mr. Roth have any prior traffic violations on file? Miss Lewis. Yes, Your Honor. He has 3 previous speeding citations within the past 18 months, all resolved through counsel. The defendant never appeared in court personally. Judge Caprio. Mr. Roth, you've been cited 3 times in a year and a half and have never appeared here yourself. Is that accurate? Aiden. My lawyer takes care of it. Judge Caprio. Your lawyer pays your fines. That's not the same as taking responsibility. Mr. Roth, do you understand that school zones exist for the safety of children? Aiden, I guess. Judge Caprio. You guess? Officer Rodriguez, were children present at the time of the stop? Officer Rodriguez. Yes, Your Honor. A crossing guard was on duty, and about 20 students were crossing Elmwood when the incident occurred. Judge Caprio. Mr. Roth, you were driving 68 miles per hour past 20 school children. Do you realize how long it takes to stop a vehicle at that speed? Aiden, shrugging. I stopped fine, Judge Caprio. You stopped 2 blocks after the officer turned on his lights. That's not fine, that's defiance. Caprio leans forward. Mr. Roth, let's revisit your opening statement. You told this court, and I quote, my dad can buy you. Do you still stand by that statement? Aiden. I mean, he probably could. Attorney, quickly standing. Your Honor, my client is young and doesn't fully understand. Judge Caprio, interrupting. Counselor, your client is 18. That makes him an adult. Mr. Roth, let me make this clear. Are you officially claiming that your father could buy this court? Aiden, smirking. My dad has dinner with the mayor every month. He funds half the city's charities. So yeah, if he wanted to make a call, this would disappear. Judge Caprio, Miss Lewis, please read that last statement from the record. Miss Lewis, reading. My dad has dinner with the mayor every month. He funds nearly half of the city's charitable programs. So yes, if he wanted to make a call, this entire matter could simply disappear. End quote. 5 seconds. 10. 12. That's how long arrogance dared to test authority. Then, Judge Caprio spoke in a calm, steady voice. Mr. Roth, you just informed this court that your father's money and influence could make a lawful citation vanish. That isn't exaggeration. It's a direct challenge to the integrity of these proceedings. Do you understand that? Roth replied. I understand my dad has more power than you. Caprio straightened his posture. Here's my ruling regarding the traffic citations. The evidence is clear and uncontested. Radar confirms a speed of 68 miles per hour in a 35-mile school zone. The body camera timestamp and the school beacon log both verify the zone was active at the time. Around 20 children were present. The defendant failed to stop for 2 blocks after lights and sirens were activated and refused to provide license and registration without legal counsel, which constitutes failure to obey a lawful order. I therefore find the defendant guilty on all 3 charges. Base fines total $2,200. In addition, I'm ordering a 90-day driver's license suspension effective immediately, along with mandatory enrollment in a driver safety program, which must be completed before license reinstatement. Caprio paused briefly. Consequences teach what privilege conceals. But we're not done yet, Mr. Roth. Your remarks, both to Officer Rodriguez and in this courtroom, go far beyond traffic violations. When you told Officer Rodriguez, do you know who pays your salary? You attempted to intimidate a public servant in the line of duty. And when you told me my dad can buy you, you directly undermined the legitimacy of this court. Direct contempt of court is defined as conduct occurring in the court's immediate presence that obstructs the administration of justice. Your statement was made openly on the record. In my presence, it was intentional, not accidental. Your actions erode public trust in the judicial process. Here's what troubles me most. Mr. Roth, you didn't just offend me personally. You sent a message to everyone present in this courtroom, and to anyone who reads this record, that justice can be bought, that wealth decides verdicts, and the law bends for those who can afford to bend it. That is not how this system operates. Not here, and certainly not under my authority. For us, direct contempt of court I'm sentencing you to 30 days caught at the adult correctional facility. You may be eligible for review after 15 days if you show genuine reflection and compliance. Officer Wilson, take Mr. Roth into custody. The bailiff steps forward. Aiden's smirk fades instantly. Wait, what? You heard the ruling, Mr. Roth. Officer Wilson, proceed. His attorney rises quickly. Your Honor, my client didn't mean... Counselor, the judge interrupts. Your client said exactly what he meant, twice on the record. Officer Wilson. The metallic snap of handcuffs echoes through the courtroom. Aiden's face drains of color. You can't do this. My dad will, your father will do to nothing. Mr. Roth, this is direct contempt and it takes effect immediately. You'll be transferred within the hour. Miss Lewis makes a note. For the record, Your Honor, the time is now 10:31 a.m. 31 minutes from case call to custody, the judge remarks. He looks around the courtroom. Next case, please, the clerk calls. Case 2025 TR 47301, Commonwealth versus Maria Santos. A woman in her 50s approaches nervously, holding a folder close to her chest. She's been cited for an unexpired registration, 3 days overdue. Ms. Santos, the judge begins, I see you paid the registration fee the day after receiving the citation. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I worked 2 jobs and lost track of the date. You took responsibility right away. Fine reduced to -25. Thank you for your honesty, Ms. Santos. Thank you. Your Honor. Equality speaks the loudest when wealth loses its power. Judge Caprio looks back at his notes. Before we conclude, he begins, I am entering the following policy recommendations into the record for both the Municipal Court Administration and the Mayor's Office. First, implement a weekly ex parte influence log for all cases. Any off-record communication, whether from law firms, corporate counsel, or private parties, must be documented and made publicly available. Second, establish a dedicated court clerk hotline for reporting attempts to interfere with proceedings. Any effort to pressure, intimidate, or exploit wealth or personal connection should be reported anonymously, with each report subject to full investigation. Third, perform a school zone speed beacon audit and publish the results on a public dashboard. Enforcement data must remain transparent and open to all. Fourth, develop a neutral enforcement script for officers to use when drivers reference their wealth, influence, or status during traffic stops. Officers need clear, professional language to set firm boundaries. Issue a court contempt guidance memo, clarifying that any on-record attempt to threaten or undermine the court, or its officers, will result in immediate custody, regardless of the individual's financial means or social standing. If you believe justice should never be influenced by power or money, Caprio adds, subscribe to Order in the Court, so this policy framework can reach more cities within 48 hours. The body cam footage becomes part of the public record. Within 72 hours, the clips go viral. Headlines appear across local and national outlets. Teen tells judge, my dad can buy you. Arrested 30 minutes later. A week later, the Roth Capital Group's legal team files a motion to vacate the contempt ruling. Their argument cites First Amendment hyperbole, youthful poor judgment, and a clean prior record. They also include letters from charities praising the family's generosity. Judge Caprio responds with a written denial, a concise 2-page document. The final paragraph reads, the defendant's words were not hyperbole. It was a deliberate declaration, an assertion that wealth stands above the law. Such remarks made openly in court threaten public trust in the fairness and integrity of the justice system. The finding of contempt remains in effect. 15 days later, Aiden appears for his review hearing via video link from ACI. He's wearing a standard-issue jumpsuit. His hair is unkempt and his face appears thinner. Mr. Roth, you requested this review. Judge Caprio begins. The question before me is whether you've shown genuine reflection and if continued custody serves any further purpose. What would you like to say? Aiden looks directly into the camera. Your Honor, I was wrong. I believed money meant power. I thought my father's success meant I didn't have to follow the same rules as everyone else. I was arrogant and disrespectful. I put children at risk. Then I insulted the officer who stopped me in the court that held me accountable. I'm sorry. Judge Caprio studies him carefully. Mr. Roth, are those your own words, or did someone prepare that statement for you? They're mine, Your Honor. I've had 15 days to think about what I said. I'm ashamed. Good, the judge replies. Shame is often the first step toward change. Here's my ruling. I'm reducing your custody to time served to 15 days. However, I'm imposing a restorative accountability plan which you must complete in full. If you fail to do so, the remaining 15 days will be reinstated. You'll complete 200 hours of community service with the Providence School Safety Program. Specifically, you'll serve as a crossing guard assistant in the same school zone where you were caught speeding. You'll work both morning and afternoon shifts in all weather, helping children cross safely, serving directly in the area you put at risk. Additionally, you'll deliver in-person apologies to Officer Rodriguez and to the principal of Carver Elementary School. Not letters written by counsel, but your own words. Finally, you'll write and record a public service announcement on school zone safety. The script will be reviewed and approved by this court. No branding, no references to your family, just honest truth. You'll complete a driver safety reflection course and submit an 800-word written reflection on what you've learned. No PR talk, just genuine insight. Do you agree to these terms? Yes, Your Honor. Then you're released today. Officer Wilson will handle your release paperwork. Don't make me regret this, Mr. Roth. I won't, Your Honor. Thank you. Over the next 4 months, Aiden follows the court's plan step by step. Week 1, he reports to Elmwood Avenue at 7:45 a.m. for crossing guard duty. It's 34 degrees outside. Holding a stop sign, he helps children cross the same intersection where he was once clocked driving 68 mph. One parent recognizes him from the news. She says nothing, just looks at him and walks her daughter across. Week 3, he visits the police station to deliver his apology to Officer Rodriguez. Rodriguez listens carefully, nods and says, "Thank you for coming. I hope you mean it." Week 5, Aiden meets with the principal of Carver Elementary. She reads his apology and responds, "Our students deserve to feel safe walking to school. I hope you always remember that." Week 8, he records a public service announcement. The first version mentions his father's charitable work, but the court rejects it. He records it again saying, "I drove 68 mph near a school zone. I thought the rules didn't apply to me. I was wrong. Speed limits exist for a reason. Follow them." Week 12. He submits his final reflection. It's sincere, straightforward, and honest. He writes, "I spent 18 years believing money meant respect. It doesn't. True respect is earned by how you treat others when no one's watching and how you accept accountability when you're caught." The compliance report is clear. 200 service hours completed, 2 apologies delivered, 1 PSA approved, and 1 written reflection submitted. Should contempt charges be used more often in response to open courtroom defiance? Let us know your thoughts below. 4 months after the initial hearing, Aiden returns to court for his final review. Caprio reviews the submitted materials. Service logs, signed apology receipts, the PSA recording, course certificate, and written reflection. "Mr. Roth, I've read your reflection. Can you summarize what you've learned?" Aiden stands and replies, "I learned that rules aren't obstacles. They're protections. I learned that my father's money doesn't make me special. It only gave me advantages I never earned. I learned that respect comes from character, not net worth. And I learned that when you tell a judge, 'My dad can buy you,' you're not showing power. You're showing how little you understand it." Caprio nods. "You've stopped borrowing power and started earning character." He signs the final order. "Your community service is complete. Your license suspension is lifted, provided you've completed the driver safety course, which you have. This matter is now closed. Don't return here, Mr. Roth." "I won't, Your Honor." "Good," Caprio replies. "Next time there won't be a review hearing." 6 months later, Providence implements the ex parte influence log protocol. The first month's report documents 11 attempted contacts, all declined. The clerk hotline receives 19 calls, 6 of which lead to formal investigations. A school zone beacon audit finds 12 zones with malfunctioning equipment. All are repaired within 60 days. Enforcement data becomes public, and speeding citations in school zones drop by 28%. Caprio's statewide guidance on contempt is distributed. It states in part, wealth is not a credential. Status is not a defense. When a defendant uses money or connections to intimidate the court, custody is not cruelty. It's clarity. On a quiet Friday afternoon, Caprio finishes his final case of the week. Before leaving, he reviews the docket from that Tuesday morning, the case where Aiden Roth said, "My dad can buy you," and was taken into custody. 31 minutes later, he writes a single note in his bench book: "The bench is not for sale. It never was. It never will be." He reflects on Aiden standing in the school zone, cold, holding a stop sign, ensuring children cross safely. He remembers the text message that said he'll make calls. Don't sweat it. And the 15 days Aiden spent learning that actions have consequences. Caprio closes the book, turns off the light, and locks the door. Dramatization for storytelling and educational purposes, not legal advice or reporting.